Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Consciousness is Sexy. My name is Patty Alfonso, and I'm your weekly host here. And what a week it has been. If you saw the show last week, I was in Houston during the rewrite of the new foundation class with Gary Douglas and Dain Heer. I'm so spacey today. Let's see how all of this goes. It was an amazing class. The foundation class is one of the core classes in Access Consciousness where we really dig in and take a look at all of those things that are limiting you in your life, from money to relationships to everything. And it's an amazing introduction to the tools of Access Consciousness. So you're wondering, well, why would you go? It's an introduction class. And the cool thing about Access is that it's always changing. And there's always new things being played with and introduced. And you've heard a little bit about chaos and order, which I've been talking about in the last shows. And so it was the ways in which we can apply chaos and order to every area of our life to create change and change the things that we think we can't change. So it was an amazing class. I'm totally fried. I have nothing going on up here. So we'll see how today goes. Thank you all for being here. And we did get a couple of questions sent in, so I'm going to go ahead and start with those. Actually, we had a lot of questions, which I'm really super excited about. And I do have a super special offer for you guys at the end of the show. So I would love it if you all stuck around for that. So the first one comes from Sylvia, who is in Amsterdam. And she says, what to do or be when consciousness doesn't feel sexy? Digging in the pile of poo and scooping them layer by layer does not always feel fun and sexy. And hey, how does it get better than that? Yeah, it isn't always comfortable or sexy, I guess. We could say that. What I've learned through my years in this journey is that no matter what you're digging through, and it is sometimes a digging up of old things, old patterns, old beliefs, old thoughts, old memories, digging those things up and letting them go from your universe. And it isn't always comfortable. What I do know is that you will have more of you on the other side. And that, that space of really truly being you beyond the things that have been created in your life and the crap that's coming up, that is, the search for consciousness, the search for being all of you. That is sexy. And what if it could be sexy being in a pile of poo? Consciousness includes everything and judges nothing, including the piles of poo. I myself was laying on the couch earlier today and I was sitting in a big old pile of poo and I was like, I'm not going to do this show and I'm tired and my body needs rest. And I was like creating all of this crap around it. And I myself was sitting there like, okay, Patty, you will have more of you on the other side of this. Whatever this is that's being cleared, that your body is letting go of, just be with it. Stay present with it. Use the tools. Who does this belong to? Return to sender. How does it get better than this? Ask your body, hey body, what do you require, so that we can kind of get through this with a little bit more joy. And my suggestion would be to then get up and create something. I was like, I'm committed to my show. I'm committed to showing up every week, even if that's the only thing I can get done that week. I have that commitment to you, to myself, and to everyone who chooses to show up. So again, these wise words were given to me when I first started Access Consciousness. And just please know that you will have more of you on the other side. And what if a pile of poo could be sexy? And anything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy it and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, pot, all nine, shorts, boys, beyonds. In that pile of poo that you're kind of sorting through and digging through are the gems of who you really are. Like the you, the being, is under that, is beyond that. And sometimes you got to kind of dig through it to get that other sense of you, that other piece of you that you've hidden away so beautifully under piles of poo. I don't know anything about that. So Sylvia, what if the poo could be sexy too? And what if you could just know that you'll have more of you and be more of you when you're done letting go of the poo? How does it get better? Cool. So another question that was sent in was, what is fake sexy? Like the staged sexy that this reality does, and staying true to you and following what you know instead of trying to fit into the fake world when creating and following your dreams. That's such a cool question. And I would say it's also a really cool awareness, and this was sent in by Amy. So what is it that you know that no one else knows, that if you allowed yourself to know it, would give you all of you? And anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What I've been looking at with this particular question, being sexy is just that. It's a being, right? It's not a doing. When you're doing something to try to be sexy, then you've stepped into that sort of, you know, what we call fake, right? Which she's calling fake here. It's, in my point of view, right? And this is just my interesting point of view. When you are really, truly choosing to be all of you, whatever that is, then I believe you're being sexy. Whether you're, you know, wearing jeans and a t-shirt, or you have no makeup on, or your hair's a mess, or whatever, if you're really truly showing up as all of you, then that is sexy. When you are choosing and creating your life based on what you desire and what you would like to create, no matter what anyone else says, that is being sexy. That is choosing consciousness. And when you're choosing consciousness, then, you know, how could you not be sexy? And again, consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. And sometimes if your choice is to be in the pile of poo, or if you're choosing to be mean and that's what works for you in those 10 seconds, hey, that's your choice. And interesting point of view. Whatever we have decided and judged as being mean, or whatever we have decided and judged anything as being. Being is just being the space of you, whatever that is in every moment, choosing to be an infinite being, right? Rather than a finite being, right? If we're choosing pile of poo somewhere, we are choosing to be a finite being. We're choosing to buy into the lies of this reality, buy into the lies that you've bought about yourself, the lies that you've bought about other people, right? And no one really feels sexy in those 10 seconds, but you do have the choice to move beyond that and to choose something different. And that is part of being an infinite being. And when you're expanded and you're truly choosing to be present with everything, that is choosing infinite being. And what if we could choose anything and everything in 10 seconds? You know, if you had 10 seconds to live the rest of your life, what would you like to choose? And if it's a pile of poo, that's cool. See you in the next 10 seconds. I think I went back to the first question. Maybe there's some unanswered stuff there. So the fake sexy, I mean, we all know it when we see it. When someone is putting on a front or a show, or they're not really truly being themselves, they're not really truly being authentic. When you're really aware, you can perceive that and you can see that. And if you choose to sort of look beyond what they're presenting, then you can see. And who cares? Who cares if that is what someone else is choosing? Who cares if that is what this reality is projecting? What would you like to choose? What is it that turns you on? and choose that. And who cares what everybody else is doing? There's a lot of craziness happening in this universe and in this reality. And it's really about what you're choosing for you in these 10 seconds. So thank you, Amy, for that question. We had another question. If you all want to put in your questions below, then I can check that as well. Wait, there was another one. So Tara asks, she wants to know about keeping up with expansion, always staying in the question, even when it's easy to seduce oneself into familiar territory. I love how all these questions are kind of related in a sense, because what I get from what Tara is saying, when you seduce oneself into familiar territory, that's almost like seducing yourself back into the pile of poo that Sylvia was talking about. And it's interesting that that seduction into poo that this reality kind of perpetuates, the drama and the trauma that everybody seems to strive for or live for or thrive for in this reality. So everything that is, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And what if you didn't have to keep up with the expansion, Tara? What if you are the expansion? And anything that doesn't allow you to be that, will you destroy it and create it? Ooh, right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Chaos and consciousness and creation are always expanding. And you are consciousness. As an infinite being, you are able to do that. So what are the places where you're actually choosing to be seduced? Because you could, excuse me, you could, so what would it take to notice that seduction and choose something else in those 10 seconds? Because it does occur, right? But we don't have to buy into it, and we don't have to choose it. I had a interesting exchange with a lovely, beautiful woman at the class that I was just at recently. And it was interesting because the words that she was saying seemed kind. The actual words that she was saying. How are you? How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Are you okay? Well, yeah, are you okay? Maybe, whatever. So the words themselves seemed like kindness, but the energy behind them had this like, this twist, right? And I know, because my body goes, huh? So I was looking at her like, what? I'm good. Like, what? Huh? And but that moment is a seduction into, I'm just going to keep calling it the pile of poo, because that just kind of sounds fun. That moment is a seduction into the pile of poo. That energy that was behind the words could have sent me in a like, what was she talking about? And what does she mean? And what about this? And what about that? And I kind of went into it for about 10 seconds. And I was like, no, wait a minute. I'm aware. I know that that wasn't exactly the kindest energy projected at me. And so I was like, okay, well, that was interesting. Move on. What's next? And that moment when you're aware of that energy is the choice. Whether you buy into it and create something out of it, make something out of it, make it significant, make it like it's worth anything. There's that choice that could then take you into the pile of poo. Or there's the choice to be an allowance of what that particular person was choosing in those 10 seconds. I'm like, okay, well, that was 10 seconds. Now what? Now what am I going to choose? So always staying in question, even when it's easy to seduce oneself into familiar territory. So yeah, and in that moment I was asking, like, what was that? Is that it? What is that? Is it mine? And I was like, no, that wasn't mine. That didn't actually have anything to do with me. Okay, so can I change it? No, that's their choice and what it is that they are choosing in those 10 seconds. And then just moving on, letting it go, letting it go. Sometimes those moments that try to seduce us back into, you know, the destruction of ourselves or the destruction of, you know, consciousness, they're not important. They're not relevant. They're just seductions into poo. I'm really digging that. Oh, sorry. Where was I going with that? It's maybe, so everywhere you have bought the seduction of your destruction as real and true, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And this is really, my friends, like when having a sense of who you be and what you desire to create in the world is, in my point of view, important. If I didn't know me and what I desire and know the contribution that I be, and if I didn't know the miracle that I am and that I choose to be and the miracles that I create, then that moment may have sent me into a huge pile of poo about myself. And so all of the questions that we've been playing with on this show, who are you being? Who, what, when, where are you being? Who does this belong to? Is this mine? What else is possible here? These are all the tools that you can start using to really stay present with you and who you be in the world. And not making those moments significant. And what does that mean? Because I heard that for a long time and I kind of get it energetically, but let me see if I can find some words to put to that energy of when you make something significant, when you make something really, when you try to make it solid, when you try to understand it, which really just means going under it, right? When you try to understand it, when you try to make it solid, when you're trying to figure it out, when you give it any kind of value, that's when you're trying to make something significant. And is it even relevant? Whatever that is it really relevant to who you be and what you are creating? And anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive the magic of you beyond the piles of poo, will you destroy and uncreate that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. I'm just going to check here really quick and see if there's any questions. Here we go. Oh, we did have a thank you from Irene for the last show. I talked about hurricanes, and she actually happened to be in a hurricane after, or a storm at sea after she had seen the show, which, you know, was very helpful to her. So you're welcome, my dear. Cool. So what energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to be the chaos of possibilities for all eternity? And anything that doesn't allow you to be that, will you destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Wow, the chaos mage of possibilities. What would it take to be that? And really step into that energy of creation for you and create the life that you desire, create the miracles that you know are possible. And anywhere you are buying into the piles of poo, will you destroy and create all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. I did have a special offer that I wanted to give to all of you who have been watching the show these last few weeks. I created a series, which I'm starting next week, and it's called the Being Series. And it's all about being. Yay! How does it get better? Being you with your body, being you with your business, being you. What else did I have on there? Anyway, we'll talk about anything and everything. Being the energies of sexualness, being present with your life, being with you. Like, what does that look like when you're being you with you? How do you treat you? Are you being the kindness and the caring that you require for you, especially in those moments of piles of poo? What does being with you look like for you? And it's going to be a super fun exploration of, you know, creating your life, creating your business, creating the body that you desire. And some of you may know I'm autistic, so we'll be exploring the capacities that we have when we're autistic and how to be present with all of those energies that we are aware of and the tools that we can use to exponentialize our autistic capacities and what that is. Anyway, it's for you if you really truly desire to really start creating your life and really clear all of the like piles of poo that you've put on top of that beautiful, amazing, infinite being that you truly be. So I'm really excited about this series. It starts October 21st, and I actually put together a really cool package for everyone. So when you register for the series, you're going to get a digital copy of my book, Your Body as the Creation of Consciousness. You will be receiving the series that I did earlier this year called Getting Out of Lockdown, which was so amazing. I did it right after the Maestro class while I was in Rome, Italy, and it was fantastic. I mean, we looked at all kinds of stuff that we lock into our bodies that prevent us from like really opening up our bodies to the whispers of possibilities and having more communion with our body. And again, not buying everyone else's points of views and how we lock those points of views in our bodies. It was really awesome, if I do say so myself. And then you'll also get the Essence of You Taster, which is a 21-day online program where we dive into, again, more with the body, because that's like one of my favorite topics. We dive into the elements of intimacy with your body. What is it to have trust, honor, allowance, gratitude, vulnerability with you and with your body? And we looked at the elements of sex and unpacking all of those different energies that we seem to have lumped into one place. You know, sexualness, copulation, orgasm, and sexuality. So those are the elements of sex. So looking at all of those different things and how to apply them, or be aware of the energies and apply all the different energies in your life and with your body. And what else? I think that was it. So my book, Getting Out of Lockdown, and the Essence of You Taster. Oh, and you get 2 private sessions with me. So when you register for the Being series, you're going to get all of those gifts included. The series is $4.97, but I've put a little link on the side here with a promotional code, Being You. And if you register within the next 24 to 72 hours, you will receive $200 off. So you're going to get $800 worth of bonuses and an amazing series just for $297. So I'm really excited about the series and what it's creating. I got to tell you that since I created the series, I have been really looking at all of the things that I have defined as me and destroying and uncreating all of that, because anything that you try to define actually limits you. And it has opened up this new space of possibility. And all the things that I decided that I was have just been leaving, creating this whole new space for me to really be able to choose from no conclusion, no decisions, no judgment. It's been really, really amazing and really interesting. And I'm super excited to play with all of you on that series and go on that journey. I also, well, you'll see it when you go on the landing page, but I also want to play with the energies of the golden planet. And if you don't know what that is, we will certainly play with that on one of the calls. And being the golden planet, like, what is that? You know, when you allow yourself to embody all of your creative capacities, when you really choose to ask the universe for contribution and receive that contribution, and you really do start to create as if by magic, like just playing with the molecules. I'm so excited. What can I say? What else would be possible if you really embodied all of your creative capacities? So go ahead and click on the link and use the promo code, and I'll see you next Friday. So if anyone else has any other questions, then I am super happy to go through those. Oh, here's another one. So Cassie was asking, what is sexy to the body? Like, I wonder about movement and what has been labeled as sexy, like lap dancing or pole dancing or walking or whatever. She says, what would it be like to clear all of the points of views and uncover what each body knows about sexy movement? That is a freaking phenomenal question. I wonder what it would be like to destroy and uncreate all of our points of views about what we have defined and decided sexy is. And everything that is, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And I think that this also goes back to being. When you are being you, and you are being with your body, and you're being present with your body, and you're allowing your body to be whatever she or he desires to be, no matter what the size is or what any of that is, when you are truly being, that is when you can be the energy of sexualness, of kindness, caring, joyfulness, orgasmic energy. That is, you know, for me at least, what turns my body on and what lights me up. And so what have you defined as sexy movement? That is in allowing you to be the sexy movement you truly be. And everything that is, will you destroy it and create it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I mean, what if, you know, bungee jumping is sexy, if that's what turns your body on? Or, you know, running down the street, or rollerblading, or dancing salsa, or whatever. What is that for you? And that can be a fun exploration. For me, it was pole dancing. What is it for you? Could it be belly dancing? Could it be jazzercise? Could it be aerobics? I don't know. What would your body enjoy? What would your body, could be Bollywood, Bolly dancing, sure. Ballet, I don't know. What is it that your body would enjoy? And I would play with that and try everything. Be, you know, anything and everything that's required to find that out for you and to be that for you. So there you have it, my friends. Another show. How does it get better? I was a total pile of poo earlier on the couch, and I'm so grateful to be doing this every week and for the questions that were sent in. And I'm super, super excited for the Being series. I do hope that you will take me up on my special offer and that you'll join me if you are truly, really ready to step into being the infinite being you truly be. And anything that doesn't allow that, let's destroy it and create it. Right and wrong, good and bad, POC and POD, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. You all have an amazing weekend and an amazing week, and I will see you next week. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.